friend, where are you? Found you hiding here in the near clear blue.
He's been cited by IGN, The Quartering, Timcast, The Daily Wire, Bounding into Comics, and even Dr. Jordan B. Peterson.
What?
Hey, the Pro Show is on!
Awesome! Let's turn it on.
Guys? Where'd you go?
Morty, let's check in on Brian Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay. I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray?
Son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? They get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George. I didn't think it would go like this.
Blimey, you fools.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird. Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
It's scooping time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
Alright everyone, put on your comfy glasses. Oh boy, shut up now.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Paul.
Autobots, roll out.
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Chicken jockey!
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man.
Are you okay?
You'll never take our freedom!
It's a super spring spritzel. Pedro's big year has Disney dropping. It's a super spring spritzel. Take down Star Wars, Avengers, oh please. They picked the wrong people. Even Bree said, nah, woke is collapsing. Theater snapping. It's a to Ryan Gosling.
Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Happy hump day, ladies and gentlemen, and the rocket is rolling on towards the moon. Those of you in the Daytona area got great shots. Thank you for sharing those as it went overhead. And go, Artemis, go. Should be all in the news. Everybody should be excited. But you know what? Everybody's going to focus on the bad stuff, B-A-D, but that's okay because we've been there before. Folks, we're not there right now. We are in glad mode, and we're glad because the box office is looking great. As Tony the Tiger would say, it's great.
I mean, it must be the year 2026 because you're talking about glad and taking shots, so.
Oh, I forgot you're back. Culture, you look good.
Thank you. Surprisingly so. It was a late evening, but it was worth it. I can't wait to talk about the little plumber guys. It'll be a good time.
It will be. And Hollywood hates them. Hollywood hates the movie that's about to play them.
They really do.
Boy, do they hate them. I'll put it up on the screen. Folks, I've seen the film. We're going to do a review in just a minute. I have no idea. Now, before I saw this film, we talked about this on That Park Place. After having seen the film, I have no idea what is happening in this woman's brain. I have no idea what is going on. Like, before the film, I thought, okay, maybe there's going to be something that I can see that's going to explain what she... Nope. I can't. I don't know what's happening here.
I can tell you what's going on in her brain.
Please.
Nothing.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Mana.
Do 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 do.
I'm telling you guys, like,
No.
Oh boy, he wants to be a Muppet. I knew he would do this, folks. I don't know what she's thinking at all. There's nothing in it. Did you see the first film? If you all saw the first film,
yeah,
Bowser's the same guy. In fact, he's a little more polite. And Bowser Jr. is just this cute little mini-me. I mean, really, I wanted in the movie for them to play just the two of us. I would have loved it. So I'm sorry, Grace, but if folks out there didn't panic and say, Bowser's bringing the manosphere in the first one, they're not going to say it here either. And I don't know what you're on, but you need to stop eating whatever it is because it is not serving you well. All right, folks, we're going to serve you well. We're going to get to some super chats. And then Wilton, hold on a second. Is that what? All right, Wilton, I already was weirded out by the stacks of Colgate.
Yeah.
I was always already weirded out by the tiny golden Buddha you have behind you, skinny Buddha.
No, that's Elon. That's my Elon Buddha.
Oh my gosh, no, that's okay. Wilton, top right of your screen. Why do you have? No, that's your left.
Oh.
Why do you have a handicap sticker?
Because I'm disabled.
Okay.
We
know
to be
mental.
honest, Pro, that
Yes.
that is his left.
Well, I know, but he should know. He's been in the TV biz long enough to know how mirrors work and mirrored images work.
If you said stage left, I'd have been like, oh, okay.
I'm sure that would have. Yeah, I'm sure. Look to your stage right, please. You looked straight ahead because you had no idea. Okay, so just guessed it.
You gotta work with what you got, man. You gotta work with what you got.
Wilton, yeah, and it's not much. Wilton, why do you have a person in a wheelchair on your fridge or whatever that is? Why?
Wait, you're saying that's a person in a wheelchair?
Dude got no legs.
You got no hold on, Wilton, show us a leg.
I'm not allowed to show those on screen.
Wilton, did you get something today?
Oh, I did. Wilton, get something today.
Before we start the show, would you like to play show and tell?
I guess sure. Let me grab the box. Yeah. Okay, here's the box.
More convincing than usual. Put the box up where we can see it, man. Come on.
Look, okay.
Show us the box one more time, you little troll.
It says Culture Casino because he sent it to me apparently on behalf of someone else. So,
So
Yeah,
this
the
is
first
actually
Dragon Queen. Yeah, the first.
this is
Dragon
actually the
Queen.
first time anybody has sent you a gift.
wait, it's a gift?
I hope it's a Rottweiler. I
That is
really hope it's a
Load.
Rottweiler.
It could be kind of fun. All right, let's see.
Starved, angry, rabies-ridden Rottweiler. That would make my day right now. The show goes to new heights. Folks, 250 of you join us right now as we watch a puppet pretend to open a box. Go ahead, Wilton. Hey, Derek, we're watching a puppet pretend to open a box. It's great television right now.
Actually, he's doing a really good job at it. He's selling it.
Not opening the box at the same time.
Bro, did I just hear you trying to get Wilton to show his legs? Did I mistake that?
Hey, Derek.
Yeah, but it's PG.
This is a family show, I thought. Man. What's
Sometimes,
going on here?
sometimes you got to
man?
show a little leg.
I don't know, but I think he's having fun.
I guess so, man. Keep the people entertained, right?
What are you doing down there? How hard is it to open a box? Go to the gym.
Look, these things got to be like theft proof.
Troll proof.
I knew I was sending it, a place where things get stolen a lot.
Oh, give us a minute. The poor troll can't do it. Hang on.
Guys.
Today is a sad day, you know. The Disney Staccato has dropped.
Oh no, really?
Yes, it's true. A very sad day.
That's terrible.
Our dear Jefe, Mexican Iron Man, has lost billions and Bob is gone. Bob is on the run.
What will happen, Abuelo?
For Bob's sake, I hope Mike never finds me.
He's a man, he's a man, he's a Mike of a man. Everyone be a fan of Mexican Iron Man.
I want to tell you my favorite part about this segment.
Please.
Is that it seems to me that the reason he's having a hard time with this is that he's actually trying to open this box one-handed. And so you gave him an opportunity during that whole thing to not be displayed so he could get the box open. And the whole time, backstage here, I can actually see what he's doing. He's still in character as the puppet trying to open the box the whole time. That just slayed me.
What do you mean in character? I mean, I got legs, guys. I got legs.
You have tiny little legs. They're special little legs. Yeah.
Hey,
why are they a different color than you are?
I don't know, but they found me.
They're pretty good, actually. Color.
I think with a little bit of sun, they'll darken down.
You gotta get some sun on them legs, man. Get them tanned up a little bit.
Get out of that Canadian beat.
Your legs are jaundiced. You need vitamins.
Well, they've been disconnected for a while, so it kind of makes sense that this. I mean, there's scientific accuracy to this.
Here's what I want you to do, Wilson. I want you to sit back, prop those legs up like you've got your legs on the table, and really just relax for a minute. Okay, buddy? Can you do that? We'll bring him back. Give him a chance.
Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
Yeah.
The most ridiculous thing we've ever started off with. We've killed the viewership for the show. You know what? It's over now. It's just over. People who were interested in the Mario thing, they joined in and said, nah, I'm not going to watch this crap again. They get that troll on. All right, folks, let's get you on, okay? We got a panel of excellence, and we'll get the little troll back on with his legs, and Nope. I don't even want to know.
Did you see the hair? The heck was that?
That's scary.
Is he gonna go? Is that in honor of Michael Jackson? I mean, what was that?
I don't know. He's still doing it. What the?
All right, here we go, folks. Let's get started with the super chats. What a day, I tell you. Eric Stratton is out there dropping 10 WDW Pro memberships. How kind is that? By the way, Eric, we're still going to get that switched over to the otter just like you asked, but here's your clip for now.
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
We got Kaylee on for 5. Project WDW Mario is a go. Is this an occasion for the Mario Spring Spritzel? Well, we spritzed you already, and there may be more spritzing to come. Juliet for 5. Evening Pro Panel and Pro Rights. Good to see you. Good to see you, Juliet. Appreciate you, and hope you don't stay up too late tonight with us. Packing Protons for 2. 5 out of 5. Talking about Mario, he's giving it a perfect. Kaylee out for 5. In 6 days, as they slingshot around the dark side of the moon, will they discover Sentinel Prime's ship? Better question is, will the news dare cover it and give a win to the US of A? I doubt they'll cover anything. We should be all glued to our tubes on this one. Joppy! Joppy, it's been forever, man! Joppy for 14 months. It's been, what, 3 weeks since we've seen Joppy? Just saw the part about Disney Plus Epic Games. It would give Disney complete control over the Unreal Engine and would make it possible to put requirements for future games to contain to be able to use it. It'd be catastrophic. I don't want Disney touching it. I mean, do you want Disney to Hulu Epic Games? No, me neither. Or is it neither? Either way. Just Jay out there, member for 27 months. Grace is a better puppet than Wilton.
I agree.
That's some quality trolling.
You know,
I agree. Can we get Grace on instead of Wilton?
It's getting harder, let me tell you, the more we have to cover her stuff.
No, I actually like this troll. Sort of.
Hey, Wilton.
Yeah.
We asked you to put your legs up on the table and relax, and instead, it appears you have roadkill on your head. Why? Why?
Well, they gave me a hat with it.
What are you talking about?
Do you
That's
know how
a hat?
difficult? Well, it's actually just extra tuft.
You got extra tuft?
Yeah, it's just a square patch of tuft. Never
Please
mind
don't.
the other hand.
Never put that in my mailbox. I don't need extra tuft. I don't need a sheet of tuft.
Everyone is okay. So I'm.
Is that because now that you have legs, you're going to have some extra area to tuft up?
Yeah, probably. I'm trying so hard to get legs up on this thing, and that's not going to work. Because I'm not going to lie, this desk, although looks real, it's not. So there's a lot here that's going on that's not real. So it's I VPN from Russia. So
Could you just kick a leg up like a rocket, man? Give us something.
I'm trying. just gotta. They sell pills for this, just so you guys all know. That's
wow.
Hang on, Joe Swanson, us, please go. Just kick one up. Let's go.
I've been trying. Okay.
To be fair, it takes 30 minutes
so
for the
wrong.
pills to take effect.
It looks so wrong. Okay, there's no reasonable way to do this. However, we can distract completely right now, guys. We can change this conversation. Okay, I got another. Believe it or not, contextually, I got another package. Okay, let's just give me a minute.
Dumbest thing we've ever done.
Wow. I don't think we want to see the other package.
I don't either.
The dumbest thing we've ever done. Killing the chance for this. Put a troll PP up on the screen. Patrick, get away from 5. Culture is back, and I'm feeling generous. Thank you, Patrick. And you are generous indeed, dropping 5 pro memberships. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just what we need.
I want to hear it.
Not right now.
Yes, now, Dusty Bun.
Wait. Okay.
Okay. See if I can't do this. Okay, would you believe me if I told you Jim Henson, he had a lot more hands, okay?
Well, that's lovely.
That's incredible.
It's very Tolkienian. Okay.
I'm glad you didn't lose the tooth on that one, man.
That was great.
So glad for you. Patrick for 5. Now Wilton ordered boxes of hair to put in funky places. Yes. Yes, he did. And for 5 from Kalioth, he's got legs. And he knows how to use them. Sing it, Wilton.
He doesn't.
You're right. He's got legs. Don't know how to use them.
No, he doesn't.
You can
got little baby legs.
Wait. Wow.
You know that you can actually buy those shirts on underarock.fun.
That's the last part I'm not sure about. Came out for 5. Someone please cut Wilton's feed. That ain't a PG skit.
No.
Kick him up one more time. Just one more time.
Ironically, that wasn't a skit. All right.
Kick him up one more time. Kick those legs.
Yeah.
What?
They're still floppy. There we go.
Hey, Pro, I don't think anybody's coming to see Wilton's legs, man. I know we're trying to sell this, but I don't think this is one.
All right, here's the deal. Wilton, get off the screen and give us Steve. Somebody's got to save us.
What are we doing here, man?
Win! Thank God!
What
Thank God
are we doing here,
Holy
man?
smoke!
Nobody beats the Wiz.
This is just in time, man. Just in time.
I walk in on this, man.
Oh my God!
No, you just saved everybody, man.
Steve sends me a message. Says, "Can I unbox this package I got on your show tonight?" And then the legs, they win. I tell you, every single time. Hey, Wiz, it's proof positive. Always do leg day, man. Never skip it.
Yeah, never skip leg day.
No.
A wizard is never late or early, but always arrives exactly on time.
Exactly when perfect time.
Precisely when he means to.
Precisely when he means to.
We needed a way.
Real or not.
All right, folks. We got news to hit, and we aim to win it because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they're losing their minds right now. Hollyweird is losing all semblance of reality. They are attacking this movie. We'll show it to you in just a minute, folks. Let's dive in and see what it is that's happening. We're going to give you a review. Before we do so, I need to get a gauge on this. Culture, you've seen the film, right?
Yeah. I and much like Project Hail Mary, I'll see it at least one more time. But looks like I think Friday I'm seeing Project Hail Mary for a 4th time. So,
Wiz, have you seen the Mario movie?
I have, and here is my transparent Yoshi because of the green screen.
You know, that's actually a cool effect.
Isn't that kind of neat?
I actually have the same problem with my Yoshi, so I understand.
Yeah.
All right, Derek's got proof of he's got receipt of having gone and seen the movie. Okay.
Yeah. Look at this
Here's what
boy.
I'm thinking, guys.
The non-transparent version. Okay.
Transparent.
I think having seen the film, I think we can do a spoiler review, and I don't think it's going to ruin anything. We just don't have to go through the end, but I think we can be pretty just honest about what's in the movie. The main thing that got spoiled was already spoiled by the company with Star Fox, so I think we're okay to almost go into full-blown spoiler territory. Is that okay with everybody?
I'm good.
You're not spoiling much.
All right. Lauren, Steve, you guys good?
There's not much there to spoil.
I'm waiting for my daughter's birthday party on Saturday.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Lauren, you going to be okay if we spoil just like a little bit?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, go ahead.
I think the biggest thing is out of the bag, and I think you nailed the head of the nail. What?
I don't want to hit no heads of nails right now. I want to hit the intro. Let's go. The media has gone full freakout mode on the Mario movie that just might save them all. Why? What's going on? Folks, you don't have to review it highly. You don't have to love it. You don't have to like it. But guess what? If you think Bowser represents the manosphere, as Grace Randolph apparently does, this on thatparkplace.com by Marvin Montanaro, I don't know what to tell you. The Hollyweirds have lost all plot if you saw the first one, it's the same Bowser. He's not the embodiment of toxic masculinity. He's just a dragon turtle thing, okay? He's a king. But look at this. They're losing their minds. If we go to this this would be The Guardian, the Super Mario Galaxy movie review, bland screensaver of a movie that's actually worse than AI. What else did they say? From the London Times, prestigious as it is, the Super Mario Galaxy movie review. Is this the end of cinema? Damas y caballeros, if you survived the Emoji Movie, I think cinema will survive Mario Galaxy, okay? There have been some bad movies. We've all been through them. The Super Mario Galaxy movie review out of Variety. Remember, Variety is a trade, so they're supposed to tell us the orthodoxy. This is what you're supposed to believe. This is what you're supposed to say at the water cooler in Hollywood. Frenetic and disappointing sequel is a threadbare adventure that's all video game Easter eggs. And finally, this one over here says, the Super Mario Galaxy movie review, a joke-free sequel that doubles down on its own blandness. In other words, I don't think Hollywood likes this movie very much. I got that feeling, guys. And maybe you do too. Okay, so let's talk about it. We've seen, everybody on the top row plus me has seen the film. We've gone, we've experienced it. We've been there, we've done that, and we're going to tell you what we think about it. Real quick warning, though, we will go into very slight spoilers. I'll say, I don't know that you can spoil this movie in a big way. And that's not to denigrate it. I don't think there's a lot here to spoil. Mario doesn't die. How's that? There you go, folks. You've been spoiled. Guys, I went in and I think that it's its own little genre. It's a video game on screen. And if you like the first one, you're probably going to like the second one. I didn't like the second one as much as I liked the first one. But, you know, there's some fun stuff here. I liked the little Bowser and Bowser Jr. relationship. I thought we could have used more of it, but I liked it. Rosalina is fine, and Brie Larson does a fine job with it. And Yoshi's cute. And I guess the main thing is it's a visual smorgasbord of fun. And the visuals are awesome. I think kids are going to love it. I think families are going to enjoy it. And it's fine for adults. It's not as good as the first one, I don't think. Panel, what say you? Is this truly the end of cinema as Hollywood wants to paint it?
Only if that means that it's going to be a profitable movie.
Well, it's going to be profitable. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Hey, look. I think the hyperbole here on the critic side of the equation is worse than ever, and I think it really does show the fact that they don't care about it having any credibility anymore. I think that's the thing that's been highlighted by all these terrible reviews.
Why do they hate it, though, Culture? I mean, listen, Grace is out there saying that Bowser is part of the manosphere, whatever that means. Now that I've seen the film, I don't understand at all what she's talking about.
If anything, I feel like Bowser was like evolving and headed in a positive direction. And,
sure.
And I felt a really high quality father-son relationship. You know, I felt good about that. In fact, this film, for the hour and 38 minutes that it is long, is 6 minutes shorter than the first film. And the reason they use the negative connotation of the word frenetic is because they couldn't keep up. It was fast paced, so you couldn't go to the bar, get a drink, and come back and be caught up with the movie.
So what you're saying is it was a kids movie.
Yeah, it was a kids movie. It was designed to keep people's attention.
But it's a beautiful film.
It's gorgeous.
Now, I think there are some places where we do side quests that are unnecessary. I thought that the Peach side quest took far too long. And I thought we missed out on some poignant moments that could have been. I would have liked to. I mean, frankly, I would have enjoyed something silly like just the two of us playing with Bowser and Bowser Jr. That would have been fun for me. I did enjoy moments like where Mario sort of validates Princess Peach because she's frustrated and he's not. And instead of trying to change her mind about that, he goes over and kicks rocks with her just so she can have someone by her side. I also really like that in this film, there's no doubt Mario likes Peach and Luigi wants a princess too. And one of the winning moments, maybe the biggest winning moment in the movie, is when Peach kisses Mario. and he takes off his little cape from Mario World and goes woohoo, and he takes off and puts a flag on the castle. You can't be more the way we used to be than that, and I think that's why they hate it. I know it's not Wizard. You don't think this is Godfather Part 2, but what is it? What is this film?
No, we need to. This is unfortunately this is another battleground topic. This is another battleground discussion. Just as everything is, it's not. We can't just have two sides. It's got to be 100 sides here. We need to be able to discuss the fact that this movie doesn't have a lot of substance, and yet is still a fun theme park ride. Because that is the intent. It is meant to be a theme park ride. It is meant to have kids have fun. You are going to this movie to have fun. However, it blows my mind. It makes me kind of sad when you realize that this is maybe the only thing out for kids now. And it's just these theme park rides with nothing important for them to take home. This movie is a commercial for kids to be introduced into the Nintendo sphere. This is a movie for kids to get attached to Yoshi's, right? To meet Yoshi for the first time if they've never met him, and then buy his new game, which is Baby's first Yoshi game, which drops in just a few weeks. Okay, that is what this movie is, a commercial. But we need to be able to talk about the idea that Hollywood as a whole is not making anything important for our children anymore, and we need to hold them accountable for it. This movie is a fun roller coaster ride. We're going to compare this to Hoppers, which came out a couple weeks ago. What a pile of crap that was. So this is fun, but this makes it more abundantly clear about how Hollywood is failing our children.
They're disconnected, right? Wiz, they're disconnected from understanding what their audience wants, which is why you're seeing the reactions that you're getting, because these guys really don't understand what is it that our audience really wants to show up for. Young children want to show up and have a good time. They want to have fun. They want to laugh in the theaters. They want to hold their little popcorn buckets and enjoy seeing a colorful spectacle that's safe, that's harmless. They're not trying to get preached to. They're just having a good time. That's what Mario is. And honestly, the fact that these critics are coming out and saying everything that they're saying, it just underlines the disconnect. Okay, the disconnect between what audiences want and what Hollywood expects. Okay, this is a kids movie. Okay, take your highfalutin critic brain out for a second. Are the kids having a good time? Okay, because the kids are going to show up and this thing is going to make money in the box office. And the problem that Hollywood has right now is they don't know how to make money in the box office anymore. Okay, something like this comes out and they're stunned. They're like, why? Why? It's the same thing with Minecraft. Minecraft made a boatload of money, and Hollywood didn't understand that. What? Why is this making money? Because it's what the audience wants. And learn how to feed the audience. We want a good, sometimes we want a nice, 4-star, 5-star dinner, but sometimes for the kids, they just want a Happy Meal. All right. They just want the Happy Meal. They just want to have the toys. They just want to have a good time. And sometimes you just got to give the children what they want. And that's what Nintendo and Illumination did at this point.
I hate to say it. And Derek, you're 100% right. And so are you, Wiz. But I think that they don't understand that this film is all marketing for a toy line like every other animated project in my childhood.
Thank you.
And on top of all of that, you just dropped 8 bosses all at once in one thing. This is a superhero film. This is Marvel. This is a team building Marvel situation, whether or not you want to believe it or not. To the point, that at points you didn't know what Bowser was going to do in a given situation. And I feel like if you're going to relate it to something, this is the MCU for kids, which is why it was aptly dubbed by Pro himself the NCU.
NCU.
The Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
Let me jump in real quick, Culture, because I just want to add to what you're saying.
Please.
It's a return to form. That's the issue, right? And so, and I know you want to speak, Bro, but this is the thing. We're going back to what makes money. And that's...
money matters. So... in the movie, I was thinking about this, my adult brain, I don't see a point to the baby section. It's just silly.
Oh, it's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. The Peach stuff with Mario 2, waste of time. We don't need it, even as much as I love the cameos. However, what I realized was I was in a theater that was packed with families. I mean, packed theater, and they applauded at the end.
Yeah.
When this baby section came on,
yeah,
the 5-year-olds, the 6-year-olds, the 7-year-olds, the 8-year-olds, they howled in laughter the whole way through. And that's when I had to say, okay, there's something happening here that this is not Citizen Kane.
Nope.
I recognize what this is. This is a waste of time to me, but Mario and Luigi and Toad as babies and then a baby T-Rex is cracking the kids up bigly right now. In the same way that when the minions are on the screen a lot of times in Despicable Me, I'm like, I'm over it. I've heard the falsetto, I've heard the gibberish, and yet the kids, they eat it up. So I think in this film, if they had revealed that Rosalina, spoiler alert, if they had revealed that Rosalina and Peach are sisters at the beginning, I think the movie would have done better. I think if we had taken out some of the side quests and had more time to push this theme that a princess can love a plumber, I think that's there's a message there, and we didn't spend enough time on it. And then I would have liked more time with Bowser and Bowser Jr. I think there's a lot of fun to be pulled out of that we didn't have, because I think what happened is Nintendo laid out, here's all the stuff we've got to do. And it's just a sprint to get through it. It's not a bad movie. I'm not trying to say that, but it's not the greatest thing ever, but it's also not what Hollywood is saying. And this stuff about, this movie is awful, terrible. Well, this is coming out of some bizarro place where they're angry that you all won't consume what they said you must, right? They're angry that you won't go see Ella McKay. You won't go see The Bride. You won't go watch Lightyear. You won't go watch Strange World. And they're furious at you that you'll go watch this instead.
There's something almost devious about this statement here. So I had seen from the Grace Randolph statement, I had seen the quote. There was a clip. It went viral before I got to the theater, claiming that Bowser and Bowser Jr. are so evil that their representation of the manosphere. Well, for those of you who don't know what the manosphere is, that is in relation to the Andrew Tates of the world, that kind of super negative, toxic
Myron
man
Gaines,
culture.
Yeah,
Myron Gaines, Sneeko, that kind of evil part of the internet,
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So going into the film, I'm sitting there watching. Where's the Andrew Tate stuff? Where's the Andrew Tate rhetoric coming from Bowser and Bowser Jr.? And it comes down to it that, well, wait a minute, this is the first time I think I've seen in theaters in possibly years some kind of animated kids property that's, not showing the best father-son dynamic, but even through bad guys that are comically bad guys, it's a father and son trying to have a relationship. We don't see that in anything anymore.
The son
so a father and son trying to have a relationship is considered toxic now.
Right.
We shouldn't. We're getting to a point where we need to. I've said it earlier. We need to raise the price of microphones because we shouldn't be listening to these people anymore. Microphones need to go up in price. They keep raising the price on game consoles and accessibility to media. Video games keep going up. Raise the price on microphones. Put them up to $3,000. We gotta make it where these people can't be talking so much anymore because it's dangerous. This rhetoric is actually dangerous.
Yep. The fun little dynamic here is that Bowser Jr. is just a mean little Stewie kind of character. And he's completed all the plan, but he loves his dad, and his dad is trying to reform. And Bowser Jr. is just not going to have any part of that. He's like, come on, Dad, what are you doing, man? Get out of that. Let's go. We got to make Bowser world. Let's hit it. And that's what's so fun about it, right? It's fun to have the little bitty guy be the real devious one, and he's constantly trying to make his dad impressed with him. But darn it, he's Bowser Jr. Bowser the big guy. In his time as a shrunk little dragon, he went through therapy. He learned some things. He tried. He really tried. All right, Lauren, your thoughts on Hollywood and the punditry class and just how much they hate this out of, just anger that audiences would dare not go to what they tell them to.
Well, not having seen the movie, I'm having a real hard time trying to know what to make out of this because I've heard such wildly different opinions. And weirdly, Fake Wizard, I think you gave me the most ringing endorsement for the movie because I kind of disagree with you that this is the type of movie that you need to have something that is a good message for the kids. What I do think is that it sounds to me, based on what you're all saying, that yes, they want money. They want to sell merchandise. And the time that I remember where I'm thinking 80s cartoons like He-Man and Transformers and those kind of things is when those things were the most overtly commercial. They were all to sell toys, but they also had a moral at the end. And it was something that got kids engaged and actively participating and role-playing, thinking about how to play with these toys and act them out and play out their fantasies. That, to me, is all you need. And it sounds kind of like that's what they're doing here.
I would just real quick to respond to that. I'm not saying that this particular film needed to have a really emotional core to it. No. I'm saying that this makes it clear there are none. This makes it clear there's zero. There are zero movies available for our children that give that are places for kids to connect with any kind of characters. What characters do our kids have today? Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Mr. Beast. They have influencers and Roblox and Minecraft. End of list. There are no characters in our in fictional media for them to connect with and kind of find themselves inside of. There is no Luke Skywalker. Kids today don't even know who Luke Skywalker is anymore. And so we see a movie like this. It's like, oh, the only thing that makes money, which means the only thing that kids will see, is a roller coaster ride. And it's like that's just so evident to me now.
Or Wiz, let me throw this at you. What if because there's nothing else, a roller coaster ride is the best thing possible, but kids would flock to see something amazing again, right? I mean, if you go back to like the original Toy Story and you watch it, the graphics are a little bit difficult to see, but the story there is amazing. I mean, Woody's a bad guy. Woody's got a heck of a character progression that he has to go through, and Buzz is a very strange little guy who is completely confused about reality, and by the end, they're a team, and they struggle through that to become a team and to be something better. Kids, if we made those kinds of movies again, kids would flock to it. But in the absence thereof, a roller coaster is not bad.
Well, the question I would ask out of this is that the movie trailer that dropped yesterday was He-Man. Do you think that has the potential to be the kind of thing that you're looking for here?
I don't know. I don't know. I doubt them. I doubt Hollywood has the ability to do it anymore.
See, this is where my kind of pushback is if we watch the movies and TV shows from when we were kids, like the Transformers and all that, where it was primarily mindless, but there's still a moral. The overall story wasn't fantastic. It was just you have good guy versus bad guy. And we just knew who they were. The good guys did good things. The bad guys did bad things. And there wasn't always some major moral tale. Usually in the good ones there was, but but that wasn't a standard fare. Like that was usually if it was like a bigger deal episode. But like I just think that there might be an element where we're kind of looking at that.
I'm sorry, finish your point, but I might challenge that idea.
You and you're more than welcome to, but I just think that we now look more at those kinds of those shows with more rose-colored glasses and be like, I remember, because we remember the sincerity of the moment, but we also remember the things that we read into the characters. And so there is a little bit of that. And having kids of my own, they kind of do what we used to do, where they kind of read a little extra into the characters, and they do the same kinds of things. And so there's some shows that were a little more on the nose with their messaging and their like, and this time kids, but like, by and large, it was just mainly a good time of good versus evil, right?
What was Leonardo's catchphrase, though, from the Turtles? Does anybody remember the 80s cartoon, what Leonardo's catchphrase is? It's not as catchy as Michelangelo's Cowabunga. Leonardo's catchphrase is, turtles fight with honor. Like, it's kind of embedded in there. It's a silly show, right? And Shredder never has a plan that works. But embedded in there is the heroism of these characters and doing the right thing.
Look, I mean, this is in the same era as a real American hero, the G.I. Joe and all the other animations, and it's already been suggested. Masters of the Universe is coming out. Well, you already have a toy line for that. You already have merchandise coming out for this movie. It's very widely popular now, And again, I think the pairing of Amazon with the production of some of these things that they know are going to have like some market value beyond being just a film. I think that may be one of the best reasons for Amazon to be in the movie business or television business. And if they make bad stuff, they're not going to sell the Rings of Power stuff. Nobody wants any rangs, right? But they may want, He-Man stuff for a change. They didn't want it after the animated version that Kevin Smith put out there, but they may want it in the future.
Who would have thought? Yeah. Guys, let's do this because I want to make sure we're giving the right impression to the audience. Let's give our scores, okay? 0 to 10 for the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie. I'll go ahead. I won't wait till the end this time. For me, it's a 7 out of 10. It's a good movie. It's not Project Hail Mary. If you're looking for which is the better of the films, it's not even close.
No.
Project Hail Mary is a cinematic wonder, and you should go support it. But guess what? If you've got a 7-year-old and you say, which one should I go see? I'm probably going to change my pick for you and say you should go see Mario. Culture, I'm giving a 7 out of 10. What do you give the film?
See, and I give it a higher score because I adjust it for what it is, for the genre, for the target audience. This is an 8 for a kid's film. Even as an adult in their 50s, that would be me. There were so many Easter eggs and so many references to the things that I grew up playing. I think for a lot of us, that's going to be true. So, like I was in heaven. I had a smile the whole time, just like with Project Hail Mary. Other than a couple of the moments in that movie, the emotional weight of this was not the same as Project Hail Mary, but it was a different emotion that held a lot of weight, and there was genuine joy in the theater, and I got that vicarious feeling from the audience that was completely full at a midnight show. That theater was packed. There was nobody there. Everybody was there. There was
the kids in my theater applauded at the end. So I mean, they loved it. Wiz, what say you? Scale of 0 to 10.
I'm giving it a 7.
Okay.
I have to agree with you. I think this is a 7 movie. Like just to summarize, I don't have a problem with this film. It's like, it's abundantly clear to me how badly Disney's playing this, how we're missing things. And that's it. Like, that's where I'm coming from. I'm like, come on, man. We had it so awesome in the past. And it wasn't too long ago. We were just on a different stream. We were playing like, hey, Pokemon. You remember Pokemon? Remember the Pokemon, the first movie? Remember that profound quote at the end? It's not the gift of life that defines. It's not your birth that defines you, but what you do with the gift of life that defines who you are. That was Pokemon in 1998. Okay, and now we have Hoppers, which is embarrassingly. It's embarrassing. 7 out of 10. Roller coaster ride. Your kids are gonna love it. You will have a good time.
Yep, and I'll say too. I wish this film, I wish they had called one of us and said, Can you give a pass on this? Can you sit down with us? Let's go through the storyboard, because I think you can polish this, and I think it easily gets to a 9. But you've got to hit some of those poignant moments that hammer one of those big ethos ideas in. I think that's what people want when they go to the movies. Generally, Culture. I'll come back to you in a second. I know you disagree on that, but it's Derek's turn. Derek, what do you say?
The kid in me gives it like a good 9 out of 10. Honestly, the kid in me loves this, but the adult comes in and says, "Well, and then I start rating it down. I would probably say it's still a good 7, 6.5 to 7. Looking through it with more grown up eyes, but I think the kids are gonna love this. I think this is gonna make a ton of money. It's like I said, it's just Easter eggs, and if you grew up on Mario and you watched Mario, you will have a good time. If you're some old curmudgeon that hates video games and hates all fun things, you're probably going to give this a 1 out of 10 because you don't get it. But everybody that has grown up playing this, look, we've been playing Mario's. Like, this is my shirt, right? 85, okay? 1985. That's how long this franchise has been floating around, and it's been pleasing people ever since then. So I think most people will enjoy it if you're a Mario fan, if you're a kid at heart. I think the kids are absolutely going to go bananas over this. I think it's a 9 out of 10 for the kids.
Did you see that thing at the beginning of the movie where it had the little anniversary thing tick off? Right. Yeah, it was so cool. I was like, 40 years. Okay.
I love the parts where they when Bowser Jr. is looking at what's going on through his little camera, it's actually NES version or SNES version 2D Mario.
So good.
There's so much of that.
That's a genius design move. Folks, what we're here to tell you is it's a fine movie. Your kids are going to love it. They're going to really, really like it, especially if they're hyper kids. Nobody's going to get bored in the movie. I'll tell you that. No. The second act has some pacing issues, but if you're listening to commentators who are telling you this is part of the toxic manosphere, they skipped out on whatever it is they need to take in the morning. Like they missed it, and they need to go back and take it quickly. And as Wiz said, and that's, listen, I've not heard anybody come up with that before. I love this. It's time to raise the price on microphones. I am with you, Wiz.
That's right.
Wiz, I'll give you the final word, man.
Expensive.
Wrap this topic up for us. What do you got to say on it?
Seriously, this is finally something to take your kids to that is fun, and the whole family can enjoy it. I think it's have fun with it, because there's finally something worth being excited for this weekend that you could do with the whole family. Like, it's there for that. That is the point. Just go have fun. This is not meant to be the kind of thing that you really read into, and that's okay sometimes. And this is that time.
Hollywood hates fun, Wiz. They hate fun.
That they do.
And they Wiz almost other things too.
Wiz almost faked me out. I had that timed out to hit the button as soon as he finished, and then he had that little lift, and I thought, no, don't click it.
You can cut that.
He almost juked me. He almost had me. We managed to make it happen. All right, folks, it's time for the Super Chats from you. Why? Because you're the stars of the show. Siani Reese for $4.99. Hubby had to come over to see what I was laughing so hard at. Walked away shaking his head. Thanks for the laugh. Steve, this one's on you. For those of you who are just joining us, Wilton received his legs in the mail, and Steve kicked up one of the legs, and it did not appear to be a leg. It was one of the most disturbing things we've ever had.
Nothing beats a great pair of legs.
Yep. If you know how to use them. Cyrano for 5. That's not a leg. Can you hold the legs up one more time for us, please?
They are legs. Them, right? They are.
Look at those.
Those are legs. Those are as good as Kermit's legs were.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry. If I pull back, you can kind of see them if they're not glowing.
Look at that. Are you going to put little toenails on them?
Sure.
You should. Little tiny toenails. Great Caesar's Ghost for 5. Please never ask Wilton to lift his lower half into camera view again. Really? Please don't. Okay, we won't. Scott Westbrook is out there dropping 5 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you, Scott. We appreciate you. We'll bring Fake Wiz back in and try to figure out how we had this. Got it. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Scott Westbrook. We had to click the button to get Scott's clip to play. And Scott, this one is for you today. We've got Kamchi. Hey, good to see you. Member for 2 months. Same honestly with Seth, Removal, and Fox, our best part.
Oh, yeah. Man, Star Fox, guys. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Who's the guy playing Star Fox? That's Miles Teller, is that right?
No, that's Powell.
Glenn Powell. Yeah.
You can tell he loves it. Every moment he gets to give a line,
he solicited for the job, as did Donald Glover. I mean, like they were like, we want to do this, so they gave it to him. So that's weird.
Can I ask, how was Bree?
Fantastic. She was good.
Oh yeah,
not in it
enough. In it enough.
No, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, she was in there a lot. Some of which WDW Pro complained about, but not enough. I think there was a lot of room here for that storyline that he wants to ditch. Yeah. So it's fine.
Yeah, the Mario 2 stuff with Peach and Toad. I love the frog boss from Mario 2. What is that? Wart? Is that his name?
Yeah. That was fun.
Oh, the Kanto bite scene?
Yeah, that was what I thought.
It's Kanto bite.
Yeah,
it is.
That's all it is. That's what I was thinking.
Hey guys, what the heck was going on? He phones into Bowser Jr. I don't want to get them. There's not a lot of thinking to go on in here, but he phones into Bowser Jr. and the little guy on the mop says, "Well, we've got a problem, boss," and nothing happens. Wart never shows up. Nothing goes on. I was like, well, that didn't have a payoff at all. Maybe that's in the extended version.
So Donkey Kong's not in this at all, eh?
He's in it, but you see him like flinging from something in the background.
Yeah, it wasn't for very long. It was again. How many cameos would you guys say there were? Because there were a lot in the background, especially at Canto Bite, as
Maybe like 100.
calling it.
But so is it true that Donald Glover, all he does is say Yoshi? Very similar. I am.
He said a couple of other things, but mostly, yeah, he says Yoshi.
Yeah, and he's a fine little addition. And I'm telling you, the kids were. Now, no adult is going to be afraid at the beginning, but when they go into the temple, and Yoshi's there. The little kids were genuinely kind of on their seat. They were on their edge a little bit. And then when it's Yoshi, they had that tension broken. They were excited. So the first third of the movie is really good. It's a really strong opening.
But what I want to say, though, about Donald Glover, like if all he's really saying is Yoshi throughout like the entire movie, like that actually speaks to volumes to not only obviously the power behind what's going on with this movie, but also there's some humility within that actor that he's willing to actually just kind of play the role and just be a voice that's not seen.
I heard he called Vin Diesel to find out how to do it.
He's willing to destroy Lando Calrissian. So I mean, come on.
Look, there's not a lot of dialogue in this movie. At the end of the day, there's
no.
Some of these people were able to do their voiceovers in 2 hours and an afternoon on their phone.
Right, that's exactly right. And I'll say this: I didn't get this in the review, but Charles Martinet, is that his name? The guy who does Mario.
Yeah.
Or did Mario? I think it's a shame they didn't bring him back. He should have been in the movie. Bring the dad back.
Bring him back as Jumpman.
5 seconds. Jumpman. 5 seconds. Give us his wahoo. I don't care what you got to do. He deserves to be in every film. Okay.
Like you said, this film was to set up all the spinoffs. That's all I have to say about that.
Super Smash Brothers. Kamchi again for $9.99. Also, great action sequences, but some bare-bones story issue that can harm them in the future. So let's see how this movie will go, and if it will reach over 1.5 to 2 billion, Nintendo will score a major victory. Folks, the Super Chat goal is we're going to give our predictions, so we're not going to do that right now. But if we hit the goal, we'll tell you what we think this movie and Project Hail Mary are going to make at the box office, and we'll see who's closest on it. All right? Snarky to Stick Nugget for $1.99. Power to the Niners. Just saw it. Love it. Woohoo! We've got Captain Fandom Nerd out there, member for 26 months. Falcon Punch. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. And then we've got Snarky again for $4.99. Ready or not, 2, and they will K you in the hopper tonight. Ooh. Leave the hopper alone. All right, folks, let's dive into the next news item. And what are we talking about next? Well, let's just say, what's the film Hollywood would love to see saved? Not one that's going to go okay. And why? Because it turns out for Supergirl, they're already playing from the same old that we've seen with every single girl boss flop in the history of the last decade. Get ready, folks. They're going places you do not want to see again. Oh boy, Supergirl, James Gunn, this is not going well. From Trevor Denning out of thatparkplace.com, new Supergirl trailer recap and reactions. She saves a dog. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may remember that we told you they were going to do this. We told you this was going to happen in the trailer, and here it is. Everybody remembers when we came out and said the new strategy that we've heard DC is going to go with is get the dog out there in every single bit of marketing they can, because this young lady is not winning over the fans. And the only way they can figure out to bring guys to see the movie is the dog. And there they go again with the dog. The new Supergirl trailer is, as many expected, totally distinct from the first look that appears to address some early fan criticisms and hints at a more character-driven story, whereas Millie Alcock's Kara initially came across as jaded, reluctant, almost self-destructive. This second trailer reveals a Supergirl with heart, although she still looks like she's about 12 or 13.
And Shapiro.
Yeah. Folks, lest you think that we're on the brink of a turnaround for this film, Screen Rant is stamping that out. And here's why. Millie, not Bobby Brown, said the criticism she's already facing, simply for playing a female superhero in the upcoming Warner Brothers film, is par for the course. Of course, you all know that the lady who plays Mantis out of Guardians, she never had this problem.
Nope.
You know that Gamora never was this kind of nebula. No. What about Gal Gadot? No, she didn't get this out of it.
Never heard a word from Gal.
But here we go. Here we go. Quote, it definitely made me aware that simply existing as a woman, I don't know what that is sometimes. Oh, no, I do. As a woman in that space is something that people comment on. We have become very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies. I can't really stop them. I can only be myself. Derek, this is every single time a film is going to be bad, and they know it. They go into this defense mode, and we immediately can see what the play is. And here's the thing, though, Derek. It never, ever, ever works. The Amanda Stenberg's, scenario, it never works. It never, Rachel Zegler, it never works. This is a one-way trip to a really bad career if this is how she's going to try to market the film. Derek, what do you think? Is this preemptive narrative building?
You mean trying to guilt trip the fans isn't going to work, Pro? What? I'm shocked. I'm shocked that guilt trips don't try to work or don't work on the fans. I'm so tired of this narrative, man. Every single time, it's the fans' fault. Okay. Oh, I'm a woman. I'm existing in the space that men exist, or love to, frequent. The comic book movies, the sci-fi stuff. They hate us. And it's like, no, we don't hate you at all. We just want you to play the character correctly. And usually 9 times out of 10, it's not even the actress that has an issue, that we have an issue with. It's the storytelling. It's the way they're displaying this character. That's where the problem exists. I don't hate Millie Alcock. I love Millie Alcock in House of the Dragon. I thought she did an amazing job. But if you're going to start off this way, you're already going to get on everybody's bad list. Just focus on acting and stop trying to talk to the talking points that your studio keeps giving you. And, or maybe it's her agent. I don't know. This isn't going to work at all. People are already said, oh, okay, we're the bad people. Guess what? We won't watch your movie. We won't turn up for your movie. It was the same thing with Brie Larson. Brie Larson seems to have learned her lesson, over the last few years. She's been on a complete redemption tour, but it seems like she doesn't get it. Stop talking to the audience. Talk about the movie, but don't talk to the fans and say that the fans are somehow toxic and sexist and, misogynistic. This isn't going to sell your film. I mean, you're 3 months out. The film is already, getting some blowback from the audience because, one, the source material isn't the best. But then you're also talking about, well, you don't really look the part of Supergirl. I don't know if this is really going to work. So I just think this is just bad strategy. I don't know who keeps filling these actresses' heads up with that men hate. Like I said, Gal Gadot, perfectly fine. Nobody said anything negative about Gal Gadot when she played Wonder Woman. No one said anything about Scarlett Johansson. No one said anything about Elizabeth Olsen. Everybody enjoyed the portrayals of those particular heroes. So what are you talking about? Just get out there, act, promote the movie as positively as you can. You'll be fine.
But who did say something about Black Widow? Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yeah, well, that's what, yeah.
So that's what tarnishes it. But what's actually, again, to kind of counter the point, they are completely allowed to talk to and about the audience, but they should do it in a respectful and honoring way, realizing that they're the ones who pay the bills. And part of the thing is just, again, nobody's been excited about this movie. So if no one's been, because no one got excited about Superman after they saw it. It was just a giant letdown. So now that we're here, it's like all you're doing is just reinforcing the letdown because they put out a trashy movie trailer that basically is just Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's literally all I saw. All I could see was Guardians of the Galaxy. And when she shows up on screen, I'm like, I just don't care because I didn't like your character when you cameoed in Superman because you weren't Supergirl there. And so calling her nice and sweet in this trailer, I couldn't think of anything less accurate to state about her. I thought she came across as annoying and just highly immature, which I'm fine with the immature and annoying, but you need to at least show that she's optimistic and hopeful. No one cares about the stupid dog anymore. Everyone's
That's
moved
the character of Supergirl. The Supergirl character is positive. She's optimistic. That's what they're missing here.
But
That's
so is
what's
Superman.
And from all of these trailers is the optimism of the character. And it's like, okay, so these guys clearly don't understand the most popular iterations of Supergirl that have always worked throughout the ages is her hopeful optimism. They don't have any of that in this. She seems very depressed. It's like Yelena all over again, man. We're going to get another Yelena where she's crying half the time in the movie. I don't want to see that. I want to see a hopeful, just especially coming off of Project Hail Mary, where we've gotten all of this a positivity. It's like, yes, I feel good about movies again. And then we're going to lead into depressing, boring, sad Supergirl.
But again, like because even if they wanted to take the route that she was going to be like, again, Clark's protector, right? But he obviously wound up on Earth first. Yeah. Like, you could do that and have her kind of just be like almost resentful of the fact that like she wasn't needed, but then like finding her identity in the fact that like she doesn't need to be his protector because he's obviously a protector himself, and have that kind of character growth. And in that, you can have that strong, powerful woman, believe it or not. And everyone would be like, oh, this actually makes sense. There's character growth, there's development. But again, she's just annoying and nobody cares. Again, because no one cares about the dog. It's like Baby Yoda all over again. And so they thought, oh, well, actually, I don't even think it's Baby. I think they tried to capture Baby Yoda and see, like, they thought maybe the dog would bring people in, but the dog's not going to bring anybody in.
No. So here's the other problem, Wiz. You can do a character. I mean, we did this with Tony Stark, where you build and the character starts in a morally depraved place, and over time you raise them up and they learn and they grow, and that's the hero's journey, right? The problem is for Supergirl, yes, she's annoying, but she also looks like she's about 14 years old. And when you present a 14-year-old looking girl who's a drunkard, it just doesn't work. It feels weird, and I don't want to go watch it. I don't want to be judged for watching it.
Yeah, I have a lot of issues with that myself because she does look like a little kid. And when you talk about the Tony Stark thing, it's like, okay, yeah, Tony Stark had a lot of problems. As a character, he's very likable. Like, just charisma, like ridiculous charisma with Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. 2008, you're like, he's got problems and he's working through them. And then, and by Iron Man 2, now he's, dealing with PTSD in Iron Man 3, but he still has that kind of almost optimistic charisma where it's like, hey, I've got these problems, but I'm going to fight through them and get to the other side. And that's where we're watching the journey of him getting through to the other side. We're watching her kind of wallow in it. And that's not a positive thing for anybody. I don't think that's a positive message for anybody. Now, obviously, she has to go through an arc, and on the other end of that, she's going to be a different person. We hope, but this is not a beloved story.
Mine, Wiz, look at this.
Yeah, she looks like a little girl, and I don't like that. I don't really like that either. That she looks so young.
I can't help.
But I just think
she can't help. She looks young, but she looks young. And James Gunn should have figured this out and said, I don't think we can do debauchery with the girl who looks like she's 10 or 11 on the screen.
Well, I actually want to kick this over to the people on the panel that have kids or daughters. How do you feel about taking your kids to see a movie about this young-looking girl drinking and being a kind of degenerate, working through trauma? I don't know. I don't have kids, but like, what would the panel say about something like that? Do you feel like this is the kind of thing you want to take your kids to?
My kids have watched two superhero. Well, they watched actually the Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies, but they haven't seen really any of the other Marvel ones that have come out, even though I'm really excited to help bring them through the MCU up to Endgame. And then they don't know that it doesn't exist after that. But the reason why is because there's too much swearing, there's too much sexuality, and it's just too adult. My kids are between the ages of 4 to 10. I was really hoping that Superman I could have watched with my 4-year-old, because he would have been pumped. I will not be watching Superman with my 4-year-old, because there's just way too much stuff, like middle fingers flying around, and it wasn't even funny. It was just stupid. So I actually tried watching it on my own again, just thinking like, I'm gonna give it a chance. I got about like 20, 30 minutes in. I was like, this is boring. My kids are going to hate this. The only scene that had a little bit of life was when the kaiju thing was in the middle of the city, and that was about it. That was the most Superman part of that entire movie, and even that was lackluster. Like, Superman should have just, like, as he was watching the bombs from Mr. Terrific go into the stomach, he should have done the Heimlich maneuver somehow on that kaiju and saved it. But James Gunn doesn't think that way because he doesn't actually think about saving anybody, and thus I don't want my kids watching this stuff.
Yeah, I raised my kids on the MCU. Like, you know, my children are all older. All right, they're all in their 20s by now. So they came up during the, you know, the first phase, second phase. Like, we started, like, the first movie I took my, like, 6-year-old youngest son to see was Iron Man. And he loved it. He thought it was a blast. He got all the way into. So it's different for, you know, the way I think, you know, because that's when superhero movies were kind of coming into their own.
But they were also cleaner at that point, right? And so what happened is, as the movies aged, so did your kids.
Right. It was kind of cool to bring your kids up in the MCU. It was kind of like how I imagine my parents felt about bringing me up through Star Wars and Ghostbusters and Gremlins and all those kind of movies. The MCU early on was a special time for families. I guarantee it. I enjoyed it. My kids enjoyed it. If I had to take them through this particular era, I would be very hesitant because, number one, I know that the movies aren't what I've seen now. I know the movies aren't going to be the same quality, but also it seems like, especially with the DCU, James Gunn is leaning into areas that I probably never would have taken my kids. Like Guardians was a stretch, but it was fine. Okay. It worked. It was like, okay, you know, some violence a little bit, but that's fine. Okay. My kids are older now. They get it. If I was taking a young kid through Guardians of the Galaxy right now and what was going on there, I would have been a little bit nervous. I definitely would have been nervous like you, Steve, when it came to Superman, just based on me seeing it. And then this movie, knowing that Supergirl is going to be the next film, I probably would have already said, I'm not going to take my kids to see this. You know, I don't want my daughter. I have a daughter, and now she's, almost 30.
Plus, there's very
at that time, I probably would have said, I don't know about this one.
But there's already highly R-rated content in this universe
within the universe.
So you know that you don't want your kids to engage with this stuff because, like, let's say that your kids, I mean, my kids don't really use the internet very much, but let's say your kids do. Now all of a sudden they want to look up some Supergirl stuff and see if there's any other movies with Supergirl in it. Do I really want my kids looking that up? Right? Because what are they going to come across? What are they going to see? Right? Yeah. So, like, James. Exactly.
Peacemaker, which
exactly.
is
they're going to absolutely run into
James Gunn tanked his entire universe immediately because he did not make a superhero franchise for families. He made it for perverts.
He made it for James Gunn.
I've been saying that since day one, man. That's it.
Let me get Lauren in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Real quick, Lauren, what do you think about the idea that James Gunn is kind of done if this one goes belly up? Because I just don't see the path after this with the Ellisons, and I just don't know what you do. Superman has already been, I mean, in front of Congress, they testified that Superman did not perform as desired.
Well, I can tell you as an unlicensed mortician that owning female bodies can get you into trouble.
Thank you. That's your daily uncertified mortician announcement.
I do think that... I do think that they will still get through Man of Tomorrow because I think they have to push through on production for that. But if Supergirl doesn't perform and Man of Tomorrow doesn't perform, then I think he's out. I don't think he's got a chance of remaining.
I wonder where he goes at that point. Does he just go indie? Because I don't know Marvel will want him either.
Well,
I can see him doing Indiana Jones.
No, not that indie.
Before he did more independent, harder edge stuff, was it Brightburn? I think was the name of it, or Burn.
Yeah, maybe he'll get the Brightburn universe going.
I think that's more his wheelhouse, and so I think that he would go back to doing stuff like that. In a way, I kind of see him overlapping a little bit Sam Raimi in a way. They kind of have the same idea about edgy kind of humor, but I think that Raimi's a lot better at making family-friendly fare and going gonzo with it, as opposed to more the horror edge that I think that Gunn would prefer to go, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Culture, you have been waiting in the wings, and sir, it's time to say what you need to say. What do you got, Culture?
I have 2 words for you. Tom King. That's all I have to say. That's what this Supergirl is. It is disgusting, dystopian garbage. And this is basically the adaptation of his Woman of Tomorrow craptasticness that, while critically acclaimed in its eight comic run, 8 total episodes, if you want to call them that, or 8 total books, really wasn't a chart pleaser. It was a critic pleaser, not a chart pleaser. And I have no interest in this dystopian world that we were supposed to get, a departure from. And this is more of the same, because this is a girl who's emotionally immature, who is allowed to, act purely on emotion, and, in ways that, are self-destructive. And I feel like this presentation of the character is the worst thing ever. And I don't care how many extra reshoots they did, because even if they add more Jason Momoa to this, I don't think it saves the film. I'm thinking if I were to give predictions on this, I think this is a miserable failure. It makes Superman look like a raging success. And I think that really does make it an easy decision for the Ellisons, because rumors have it, that he's gone already. Like, he could be gone before Man of Tomorrow comes out.
I think this does Tron Ares numbers right now. Yeah. I think that's where we're headed.
Do we know? Have they announced what the budget is yet? Because I think that's going to be the indication. If they announce a lowball budget between now and the movie's release,
they tried.
They are trying to lie. And I wouldn't take that number seriously.
I had heard 180, but I don't remember where that came from, so don't hold me to that. But I think 180 was the budget. Who knows what the actual spend is? But they've spent a lot on advertising. They've spent way more than is wise on advertising here. So this may be.
You got to think about this too, Pro. Sorry to interrupt, but you got to think about this. The whole DCU right now, and these 3 projects that they have this year, with Supergirl, with Lanterns, and with Clayface, that's going to be 1/2 of James Gunn's output so far, because he did Creature Commandos, Superman, and Peacemaker. Those were his first 3.
Hey, Derek,
all 3 of those are dropping this year in 2026. All 3 of those projects are dropping this year, and that's literally half of what you've done. And if all 3 of these fail, and I think they're all going to fail, because I don't think anybody's interested in an R-rated Lanterns or an R-rated, like we were talking about, Steve, like the R-rated content that this guy's pushing out. It's not family friendly. It doesn't cast the widest net possible and invite all kinds of folks, families, kids, people of all ages. You love superheroes, right? Yeah, come watch it. That's how Marvel started, and James Gunn went in the absolute opposite direction. And I think that's what's ultimately going to sink the franchise, is that you have an unfamily friendly universe that nobody's watching. I think so. By the time you get to Man of Tomorrow, is there anything salvageable if we don't get through this year with something?
No, because, and this is why I think you're so right on this, DA. Think back to how Sony kind of derailed themselves with their Spider-Verse stuff, right? Madam Web, Morbius, It's Morbin Time, all that disaster that ended with Kraven, right? And so all 3 of those were spectacular failures, right? Even people were worried about the Venom, the last 2 Venom films. And so the Spider-Verse is canceled for now, for the most part, outside of Spider-Noir and potentially more development in that area. And of course, that's being done by an entirely other studio. Spider-Noir is coming out of Amazon. But you have to look at the fact that it is all perverted content. Peacemaker is perverted. He's diving deeply into Creature Commandos, very perverted. And where did he go from there? A very disappointing Superman. We've got Clayface on the horizon. That's perverted horror. How family friendly is any of that stuff, guys?
How weird is it that Clayface might have the best chance of being somewhat well received.
It's $40 million budget. That's why it might actually make money. It's not because I think it's going to draw all kinds of crowds.
It's crazy.
And Mike Flanagan, who's the I think he wrote it. I don't know if I don't think he directed it, but Mike Flanagan has a good track record of making mostly good, movies for Netflix. He did Dr. Sleep, which I also liked. He's a good director, but I think he stepped away from the directing duties. But yeah, just him being involved kind of gives a little ray of sunshine for Clayface. But outside of that, yeah, I mean, it's another R-rated property in what should be a family-friendly, superhero universe where it's just fun and fantasy and having a good time. Like you guys just got through saying, man, the first Iron Man kind of set the tone. Hey, Tony Stark's a great character, man. He's charismatic. He's fun. This is what DC needed to do. Yeah. And they did. And he's failed on every level, every single level. Superman, just one of the worst Superman iterations ever.
James Gunn makes Dark Knight look like it's a Disney princess film.
Wow.
And Dark Knight 10, 15 years ago, however long it's been, was a gritty, very dark take on everything with the Joker, and people saw it and compared it to a horror film. No, it's like a Disney princess film compared to what James Gunn does.
Yeah, Nolan was great without.
And that's why the screenings are reportedly terrible for Supergirl. We've got people saying, instead of 5, it's a 7. Not going to be a good time. Not going to be a good time if that's the pre-screening. And those people are the most likely to leak out positive. Wiz, any other thoughts on this with Supergirl and where we are in terms of just this character being flawed, and they're going to try to twist and turn this again into, the men won't go see the women anymore.
It's not looking good for Hollywood overall. And this is we saw it a couple of days ago, and we got the Harry Potter trailer. 2 or 3 days after that, we got a Defense Force trades article saying that Snape is under attack. Here we get the Supergirl trailer. 5 minutes after the trailer drops, it's the audience is the big bully, and you guys are terrible. It's not going to change, but we'll cover it here.
Toxic fandoms, right? That's what they say. We don't believe it. All right, we've got Snarky out there for $4.99. Shut up and be a star. The more you talk, the more we dislike you. Meh, Alcock. We've got one Dirty Bird for $2. You guys are my fave. Keep it up. Well, Dirty Bird, we've got decades and decades left in the can. Drives the Hollyweirds mad. Just like those little legs that Steve keeps holding up in the air. We've got Great Caesar's Ghost for $5. My employers did own my body. I traded back pain for a happy family. Worth it. They say with back pain, it's not a question of if you'll get it. It's just a question of when. It's a ticking time bomb. So, folks, if you're out there and your back does not yet hurt, consider yourself blessed and enjoy that time, because eventually it comes to an end for all of us. Retromeister, member for 17 months. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Supergirl is going to be Captain Marvel 2.0. I would add a trash version of Guardians 1. He-Man has more of a Superman-ish story that we should have gotten with James' reboot last year.
Yeah, true.
Superman got he got the daylights beat out of him over and over and over.
He was 70% Superman.
Yeah. He was super-ish. Tennille the 10th for $2. Source material fidelity is fascism. Obviously. And then Retromeister's back again for $5. Heroes from 2006. Save the Cheerleader. Save the World. Supergirl 2026. Save James Gunn's dog. Save the Galaxy. Try to save the box office. And Snarky for $4.99. Heath Ledger is legendary for his depiction of Joker. That he is, and people are still putting on those costumes every Halloween, trying to look like that and do the thing and act that way. Do you know why I have a smile on my face? That's what they're doing at Halloween every single year, every single time.
It's almost like tapping into cultural appeal does something.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knew?
Well, he was good in First Night as well.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk more about the box office. No, you know what? Let's go from the big screen to the small screen. Let's talk about streaming, because Hollywood is desperately trying to find a way to make money off this, and it looks like it's getting more and more difficult. No way out of the hole they've dug for themselves. Streaming is not going well for Hollyweird. Let's talk about it right now. From Mac at Now It's Known, one of the greatest sources of info out there on the web. If you're not following Mac, well, you should be. Hollywood's breaking itself trying to fix streaming. Quote, ad-supported video revenues aren't expected to meaningfully offset consumer spending declines in the near term, which spells trouble for Hollywood. Folks, you can see down here this chart going back to 2019 until now in 2026. And you can see the decline in home video. You can see that the box office continues to be what it is. I wish we could go back beyond. If we could, you would see this actually about double where we are today. You can see virtual MVPDs, multi-channel video programming distributors, and subscription video on demand. What do we see here, folks? We see that the ways Hollywood used to make money with derivative and redundancies, AKA you went to the movies, then you went and got it on Blu-ray, then you went and got it again for the special edition. All of that's gone, and none of it is making up for the loss of those systems of pay. If we go to Nielsen right now, I want to show this to you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a problem here, and we haven't been talking about Nielsen enough lately. If you look at the top 10 streaming shows, Bridgerton is way out of the lead. Hip hip hooray for Bridgerton and for Netflix. And then after that, you got The Night Agent. And I don't know anybody out there. I have never been out and about and somebody come up to me and say, hey, have you seen The Night Agent? Have you been watching that Night Agent? Nobody's talking about this. And then it's just stuff. It's just stuff. There's nothing capturing the attention of audiences right now in streaming. I mean, I guess people love Bluey, right? Bluey's down there. If we go to originals, take a look at the originals right now. Bridgerton, The Night Agent, The Pit, Love is Blind, Paradise, The Traitors. There's Lincoln Lawyer. Veronica Mars, Stranger Things, Cross. If we go to acquired, what do we got? Big Bang Theory, Bluey, Grey's Anatomy, SpongeBob SquarePants, stuff that you've known for decades, right? And if we go to movies, well, take a look at this. Jurassic World Rebirth is blowing away everything else, and everything else is tepid at best. K-pop Demon Hunters is still number 5. And who knows, what are we at, like almost a year now? The Addams Family is number 6. Guys, there's a problem. Streaming is sick now. There's nothing that really is exciting audiences. I think that Stranger Things and just how badly that came off, we haven't had anything since then that's been, worthy of talking about. And I feel, we talk about Disney Plus, we talk about Hulu, but it's across the board. We're losing things to excite us and pull us together as a culture, at least in streaming, to say, oh boy, I can't wait to see this. Are you going to see it too? No, there's nothing like that anymore. It's just bleh. I'm tired of bleh and meh.
Can I add something else?
Please.
Price increases, especially with Netflix, is not going to help the situation. This is the second time in a year that Netflix is ramping up their price. And if you don't agree to the price, in their most recent message within a given period of time by April something or another, maybe it's the 17th, they will just basically cancel your account for you. So there are price increases that are coming with all the streaming services to offset the fact that nobody's watching them. That's the worst way to do business. And I think that's going to hurt them even more, Pro.
It could. Wiz, when we look at this, the box office is so tiny now compared to all things streaming. And yet there's really nothing on streaming that people are saying, oh, we got to go. I mean, years ago, we were talking about Mandalorian season 1 and 2. Years ago, we were talking about Stranger Things. Years ago, we were talking about Squid Game. I don't know. One Piece, I guess, is the closest thing that's got people excited. But outside of that, what is there right now, Wiz? What is happening in Hollywood where it's not just the box office that's dying? We're not making stuff that excites people anymore.
I think that's why there's been such a big explosive talk about something like the upcoming Harry Potter show. There is nothing out there. Harry Potter is the last fandom standing. Everything else is gone. And One Piece came and went because it was a binge show. So within 2 weeks, everybody's watched it and it's gone.
Right. That's
One Piece was a show. One Piece was a show where each episode was a movie. It was finally a Netflix property that it wasn't a mystery box. It wasn't a one story spread out over 8 miserable episodes. You could have had One Piece week after week after week. We'd still be talking about it. It wasn't that long ago. We would be excited. At this point, we'd be up to like with the Giants, and we would talk about, hey, this is a really good episode. Finally. But they squandered it. They squandered it because I think they didn't have faith in what they had, and now they realize how big it was. I wouldn't be surprised if they make changes on future seasons. But this is Hollywood doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know who the audience is. They keep insulting the audience every time the audience says, "Hey, you're supposed to be making stuff for us because we're the ones paying you." And it's not going to get better. We're not on the trajectory of things getting better yet. There needs to be, and this is a little extreme, there needs to be a little more pain. Hollywood needs to feel the pinch a little bit more, and they're not there yet.
They're close to extinction, so they might feel some pain. Lauren, if we go right now to Nielsen, and let me see if I can zoom in on this. I want everybody to be able to see. Nielsen is way behind right now. I don't know what's going on with them. They're still in January of 26 on this number. We should have February by now.
But you saw the excuse why, Pro, didn't you?
Is it because they're updating that new system where they have all the
because they knew they were going to freak out everybody that uses their system because the numbers were going to look off.
Oh yeah, they did that to prop up the Super Bowl and a few other things. Okay,
the artificial gains. Yeah,
right. And so if you apply that across the spectrum, it's more viewership than is possible. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, and that's my opinion, Nielsen. I'm not trying to say that as objective fact, so you take it as you will. But if we look here at January, we have to go back to January and just know that Disney has a very big advantage in January when it comes to sports. So set that for a moment. YouTube, even in one of the most advantageous months for streaming for Disney possible. This is not Disney Plus. This is not, this is not what's on Netflix. This is literally who made the thing that's on the TV. So if it's a Disney thing and it's on YouTube, it gets counted for Disney. If it's a Netflix show, but you're watching it, somehow on some other platform, it goes to Netflix. That's the way this one works for this gauge. And when we look at this gauge, YouTube content creators, that's indies. That's everybody across America. The independent content creators now are bigger than any other studio out there. And that, I think, speaks volumes to the new media takeover. And Hollywood simply can't connect anymore. Wiz is right. They've destroyed every single franchise. And Lauren, what was the defense they put out there? They told us toxic fandoms. Then they told us superhero fatigue, Star Wars fatigue, Disney fatigue, animation fatigue. And now here we are. They're on the brink of losing everything. And YouTube is, when we get the next numbers, YouTube's going to be crazy high.
They're not wrong about the fatigue thing if what they mean is that we're sick of their crap. That I think is a valid point, but YouTube has the clear advantage because one, anybody can be a content creator. And when you consider the number of kids that are out there that just put it on in the background and it continues to play in the background all day long, cycling to the next video, that also gives them an inherent advantage. And I think people are just tuning out all of this stuff that they've been pushing for so long. Nobody cares about what the studios are putting out because they don't either they're deliberately subverting what their property's message was to put out their counter message, or they simply don't understand the properties that they own. Either way, it's going to turn off the audience. The audience is sick of it. I think that the only way that you get a real fix is start producing original content. They're going to have to start taking risks. They've got to abandon the idea that every film that comes out has to be a blockbuster tentpole. They've got to diversify a little bit. And honestly, they should probably start some smaller studios again that are for their experimental content that they don't put under their main label so that they can play around with different genres again.
Can I go next, Pro?
Go.
Yeah, sorry, Culture.
Would you mind sharing my screen? Because Lauren just did the lead in to what I wanted to say. Okay. This is back in 1984. All right. My favorite year of movies, by the way. What do you notice on this list?
Look at this.
What do you notice on this list? Do you see a lot of there's Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom. That was a sequel, All right. And then you got Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. That was a sequel. Everything else is an original movie.
Yeah.
I see the
Everything
beginning of a
else
whole
is
bunch of
originals. And it's made by Hollywood. It's not not an adaptation. Okay. It's not some reboot. We're rebooting something from years and years ago. That's Hollywood's problem. It's remakes, it's reboots, it's sequels, it's prequels, it's spin-offs. It's something that's connected to the past, to these giant franchises and giant IPs and current audiences, because you always got to remember, the biggest movie-going audience is 18 to 25. That's young people. Where are the young people at? They're watching anime. They're playing video games. They're doing everything but Hollywood because Hollywood has nothing for them. When we were coming up, when we were young kids, we had Ghostbusters. That was a brand new franchise. All right. Nobody ever seen it before. We had that. We had Gremlins. We had the Karate Kid. We had Police Academy. And think about this. These Karate Kid and Police Academy were big series that just started in 84. And they, Karate Kid just had a movie, I think, last year, and they had Cobra Kai. It was still a ongoing It just started that franchise. Beverly Hills Cop, same thing. They're not giving young audiences anything that belongs to them. They are giving them our stuff. Okay. They're giving them our franchises, our old stuff, and nobody's showing up for it because it doesn't belong to them. Where are they going? They're going to anime. And that's what now Hollywood is like, oh, man, we better buy some anime. Look at One Piece. Oh, One Piece is great. Why? Because One Piece is different. It's new. It's not something that they've seen for the last 20 to 30 to 40 years. Unless you've been, locked into the anime. This is the problem right now when it comes to Hollywood. They are not making new things. And back when they were making new things, Hollywood was fine. Hollywood was doing great. Now the only thing they can do is, like even a Project Hail Mary, which is great and I love it, it's still an adaptation of a novel. Where's the creativity in Hollywood to create Ghostbusters? Where's the guys creating Gremlins? Where's the guys creating stuff like that? Police Academy, the Karate Kid.
They ran them out. They ran them out, Derek. This has been an ongoing thing. They run out all the people with the understanding of how to tell stories. All the storytellers are gone. Bob Iger is for Disney is ultimately responsible for the lack of storytelling ability there, and everybody at every other studio ran off their storytellers. You're 100% right. We had it way better. But here's the other thing, and this is a direct quote.
Look, I'm just going to, while you keep talking, I just want to scroll to the current list of top movies and tell me how many of these movies are
you beat me to it. What I was going to say,
they're all spin-offs, prequels, reboots. That's what Hollywood is giving us now, and that's why young audiences don't want to show up.
Go back to, you were in 1984, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to 1984 real quick. There's an observation I want to make here that's really important. If we go back to 1984, the top 7, really top 8, but top 7 films, we're still watching these today.
Yeah.
And here's the observation about that. I bet, now I didn't know when I was going to make this observation before, I bet we're watching these top 7 more than we're watching the top 7 for 2023.
And that's the other problem with streaming. Do you know why people keep streaming? So they can watch Suits over and over and over again. So they can watch How I Met Your Mother over and over and over again. So they can watch Friends over and over and over again.
That's 85, Derek. Pull up 85 up for us. It's going to be, we're going to know all of these. And if we went back to the last few years, if we pulled up the top, whatever, you're going to look at it and say, I don't know what that is. Look at this. Back to the Future, Beverly Hills Cop, Rambo, Rocky, Cocoon, Witness, The Goonies. Oh my gosh, these are great. Number 11 is National Lampoon's European Vacation.
Classic. A classic.
Fletch. Mask, which was brilliant at the time. Remember that?
The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
It's 13.
I love Goonies. It's my favorite movie.
Hey, you guys. Hey, Lauren, get in here. You had something you wanted to weigh in about 5 minutes ago, and go ahead. What do you got?
I forgot.
No, you're not allowed to forget.
That's why this old man has a notepad and a pen.
You got to get a notepad, Lauren.
Hey, whatever it wasn't that important.
That's not true.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's amazing to me that these movies from 40 years ago, we're still talking about them. We're still watching them. Yeah. And the stuff that Hollywood is putting out today, man, nobody
when they release these things on their 40-year anniversaries, the theaters are jammed.
They're jammed. Yeah.
But they're not showing up for current stuff.
I remember what it was, and I remember why I forgot it, and it's because you guys basically made the point that I was going to make, which is you're saying that the creators were run off. I was just going to put it a slightly different way. There are cycles in Hollywood where you have studios really controlling how the movies are made, and then you have the auteurs that come in and they revolutionize what happens. And we're in a period now where it's the studio controlling everything and making it by committee again. And so what we need is a new generation of auteurs to come in and make successful stuff.
But you won't, because you have the homogenization at the film school level. USC, if you go to film school at USC now, as opposed to way back in the day, I'm not even going to give away how long ago it's been. But if you were to go to film school at USC right now, you would be homogenized corporate crap that pushes messaging. That's what you'd be subjected to. You wouldn't even get a proper history of film class in your pursuit of becoming a filmmaker.
Right, but when these auteurs come in, though, it's not like they're asking for permission.
George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola. And we can go down this list of incredible people, and many of them are gone now, unfortunately. But that only happens like once a generation. There hasn't been a transition because Hollywood has kept those old people in power, just like the same in politics, in Congress, and other places. These people are out of ideas. They gave you bad ideas, and now they're recycling them into our world. Hey, let's give communism another try. Well, that's the 60s and 70s all over again. No, thank you. And it's just like, I don't want any of this stuff regurgitated. I want what you want. Lauren,
you
want
missed an opportunity to say postmodern neo-Marxism.
Except the bell's not here. I can't ever say that if the bell's not here.
What you're saying is we need another Dennis Hopper, Easy Rider. We need that again. Boom. That's what we're looking for. They need those guys. We need to find the next, auteur. That's going to shake up the entire industry, and it's going to come from independent film. I just don't know who it's going to come from. But yeah.
Well, they tried to pretend it was the tool bag that put the decat.
I have a button, and I just used it.
Go ahead.
The point I'm trying to make is that those auteurs who come in, they don't ask permission. They just start making movies. And eventually, that's what's going to happen. You have people training themselves to do that right now. That's why Pro gets excited about the AI stuff. And I think that there's a point that gets missed about that, which is that I hear, for instance, Lou saying that the thing that he hates about the AI stuff is that everybody is making stuff with established IPs that they don't own. It's a rehash, it's a retread, and that's true. But what people are doing when they're doing that is they're training themselves how to use the tools, what works, what doesn't, how to set up a shot composition, how pacing works, all of that stuff. They're teaching themselves the technique of filmmaking independently. And when they get those skills under their belt and they start telling their own independent stories, that's when Hollywood's really going to have something to worry about.
Yeah, I agree.
Well said. The Walt Disney Company is getting desperate for the summer, and although crowd levels are huge this spring, it's a real bummer coming up for them, and they're trying to find any way to get you in the parks. Chloe Ferreira is right here out of WDW Info. New summer deal, Disney World after 2 p.m. tickets. That's right, folks. Half-day tickets are for sale. A new Walt Disney World ticket deal invites you to ease into the park magic with afternoons that turn into memorable nights. This limited time offer lets you enter one park per day after 2 p.m. with a choice of a 2-day or 3-day ticket. And there's no theme park reservations required. You could sleep in or enjoy some resort pool time, grab a late lunch, then step into the parks just in time for lower wait times, golden hour views, and those must-do nighttime spectaculars. Here's the pricing, though. If you were expecting to be dirt cheap, think again. For the 2-day ticket, late May starts. Dates land between $129 and $135 per day. June mostly stays in the $127 to $134 range before a jump at the very end of the month, with a June 30th start reaching $150, folks, for you to go for half a day or less. The highest prices show up around July 4th with up to $158. For the 3-day option, late May runs from $125 to $132. Like the 2-day ticket, there's a spike at the end of June. You get the idea. Now, why would Disney be doing this? Why are they suddenly offering a half-day ticket? Is it out of the kindness of their hearts? No, folks. Hearken to this, please. We shall return for the first time in a long time to ThrillData.com. Now, you're going to notice that there is a bar over here, and every one of these bars, it represents a month of the year. Okay, so we can go back to 2023, we can go back to 2022, and we can see the average wait time based on each month of the year, okay? Now, you're going to notice there's a bar over here that's really, really high. Ignore that for a moment, only because it needs to be ignored. It's from the 1st of April, which is a week in a holiday weekend coming up. And we've got 1 day for all of April, so the entire month is skewed to a holiday. So that's why it's way up, okay? So take that one off for just a minute. And join me here and look at March. March of 2026, the average wait time across all of Walt Disney World was 36 minutes. Now, if we go back to 2025, what do we see? The longest wait times, which we believe means the highest crowd levels, were also in 2025 at 36 minutes. And what do we know about 2025? Crowd levels were down. They were down enough that it affected the stock, probably. It was down enough that they had to talk about it in the shareholders' meetings. It was weak. It was not impressive. If we go back to March of 2024, you can see the average wait time was 40 minutes. If we go back to March of 2023, the average wait time was 39 minutes. And if we go back to March of 2022, the average wait time was 46 minutes. Overall, the trend is dropping. And this last month was the same as a very weak month 1 year ago. So 36 minutes, and that's the highest they had last year. This may be the highest they have this year. Again, we got 1 day from April that's skewing the data there. So what are we seeing, folks? Although it is crowded for spring break, and it will be crowded in April for spring break, something is up at Disney come this summer, and they're getting desperate. They've offered 50% off hotels. They've offered major deals for Floridians. We've seen Disney offer like $100 tickets if you'll do 4 days in a hotel. So they're getting to the point now where they're even saying, guys, just come for half a day. Like, come in at 3 p.m. Come on, anything. And the other thing you got to realize about this is, one of the things Disney might be doing is they're counting on you saying to yourself, okay, wait a minute. Magic Kingdom is open until 11 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m. for some of these days in the summer. So if I go in at 2, I'm getting a full day ticket. So this might be Disney's way of saying, would you like a $120 ticket for essentially you're going to be here all day long, and the kids will go away by 11 and you'll have it till 1 a.m. all by your lonesome. Would you like that? Please get in here. We'll do it for like half of what we're offering a normal ticket for. Will you please come in here? And that is where we are right now with Disney. So I go to Culture Casino to start off with. Culture, have you been hearing anything about, oops, a little audio there. Culture, have you been hearing anything about the week attendance projections for the summer? And what do you think about Josh DeMauro, the new CEO, continuously getting bad news? This is just the latest of it.
Yeah, I think he's going to get even more bad news, and therefore the park operations are going to make the guests suffer with less operational efficiency like they have been doing to create artificial scarcity and force people into the pay more money lightning lanes. Look, this sounds like a good idea until you realize that that's the incentive for them to slow down operational efficiency of all attractions and restaurants is going to be even higher than it is now, so that they can try to get a bonus sale even on those half-day tickets of the lightning lane. This is the problem. The minute they compromised their morals with the adjustment to Fast Pass, creating this lightning lane pay-to-play kind of situation, people don't want to pay an admission price of $100 and something and then pay an additional e-ticket attraction price, which is what you're basically asking your guests to do. This is return to the ticket book virtually, whether or not people want to call it out for that or not. They just run things in the most lazy, slowest possible way they can. Again, you're still getting delayed starts in the most popular attractions in the morning. Sometimes Peter Pan doesn't open on time. Sometimes, Pirates is a delayed open, staggered openings, they call it. So rope drop isn't even as effective as it used to be. So I have real problems with this. And again, I think the only way that they know to push back is to reduce value even further, so they can force people into secondary purchases, maybe tertiary purchases, just to be able to feel like they get to take advantage of some of these hours that are maybe a little less crowded. Anyway,
we report it from this angle, Culture, where we say essentially that Disney is doing this from a position of weakness, but from the consumer standpoint, man, if it's going to be a light summer and you can get in there from 2 p.m. till midnight on some of these parks for that price, do it. Go for it. If you're wanting to go to Disney, have at it. There's two effects happening in culture. I know you got a dip, so I don't want to hold you anymore, but thank you for weighing in on that one for us.
Well, I think that don't miss what I'm saying though, please, because like I said, all they have to do is decrease operational efficiency of all the attractions. They've already been doing it. They're not running all the boats in Pirates. They're not running all the logs in Tiana's, although Tiana's really not a ride anybody's interested in anymore.
Allegedly.
Well, I'm just saying, no, it's not allegedly. I mean, you can basically count as, if you look behind the scenes, you look underneath that little, curtain where the boats pass underneath in Pirates, you can see a dock full of boats, but
basically, allegedly.
Okay, fine. I'm just going to say, when you don't see all the trains and operating in the coasters, you don't see that. They're not running the attraction at its peak efficiency. They're not pushing the crowds, so they're not pushing the numbers, and throughput's going to be, it's going to be dead. And so therefore that creates this scarcity where the lines are artificially inflated, where they're going to try to force people into a secondary purchase. Anyway, I just don't want that portion to be skipped over, because that's what I think they're going to try to do. Anyway, I'm going to check out. Thanks for having me today.
Talk to you soon, Culture. Lauren, I've been playing video of Epic Universe, and the reason I'm doing that is because there are two factors I think that are causing Disney to be really, really, really worried about this summer. Problem number one is Epic, and you've been there, and it's magnificent. It's an amazing park, and I think it is having an impact now on Disney and on their vacation bookings. The second thing, though, Lauren, is that right now is the time when people are booking what they're going to do this summer or before. And right now, there's kinetic action all over the world, and I think some of the international guests are starting to second guess going to Florida. I'm not saying that's a wise decision, but you know how it is when there's conflict in the world, you get it. And also, I think Disney's looking at the rise in the price of oil and petroleum and all the rise of gas, and they might be worried that some of the consumers out there are going to be gassed out with their piggy bank, saying, "No, I'm going to skip Disney this time," and they're going to have to get a little bit. They're going to have to go really creative to draw people back in. What do you think about those two factors, and which one is perhaps more worrisome to Disney?
Well, if people are booking their vacations at this time for the summer and they're not seeing the bookings that they would expect, I would expect that to be sending all kinds of panic signals up and down their spines. I think that they have raised the prices to the point that where they priced out the average consumer. They're relying on people that are upper income. And I think that they're probably going to continue to get diminishing returns there, because you're getting less of a value proposition at the Disney parks than you do at their competitors now. Why would you go to one of the Disney parks when they're not bringing in new attractions? There's a lot of construction walls that are up all over the place. The park's not being properly maintained. A lot of rides are down for maintenance at any given time. Or you could go to a competing park where everything is brand new, things are working well, they may be crowded, that may be an issue, but it's also going to be cheaper. You're still going to get a better value proposition, and that's before you start considering other alternate parks like Dollywood or some of the smaller parks. So I think right now people are going to be chasing the best value that they can get, and that's not Disney.
That's well said. Hey, Wiz, you've been to Epic Universe. Your thoughts on what a dent it's putting into Disney? Disney now offering all kinds of discounts. We could go through the list. It would take us 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it's you compare everything, just to echo pretty much everything everybody here has said. The construction walls in Disney World are not something I want to see. The idea that I would have to pay a premium to go to a place that is incomplete is something that would sway me to want to go somewhere else. And it's like, well, where else can I go? Oh, well, Epic Universe is a new exciting place. Everybody's talking about it. There's that new Mario movie. Maybe we go see the Mario World. So I absolutely, that all ties together there. But I also think that the current economic times that we're in right now are a major factor. I think that's a big problem, and it's hurting a lot of people. And I don't think people, unless they're Disney adults, are necessarily interested in going into copious amounts of debt just to go see an unfinished and unmaintained Disney World. I mean, like even the restaurants in Disney aren't what they used to be. Even the food isn't as good as it used to be, but it's more expensive than it has ever been. And now you can make an inflation argument, sure, but it's just not the same experience as it was, and it's not going anywhere I'll go see it when it's done. And I can absolutely empathize with that rationale. Epic Universe there's plenty to go see there. You're going to be spending a lot of money. You might as well go see the thing that's new and exciting that everybody else is talking about.
And the reason, Derek, that Disney has to do what they do in terms of finding anybody, please, half day. What do we have to cut it down to? They're going to start offering this to Georgians, the Floridian discounts, which are crazy level discounts. Derek, the reason they're doing it is because the parks represent 70% of the profit for the company. If the parks stop pumping the profits, then this company and its stock, they're going to drop even more. No financial advice being given. Your thoughts, Derek, on this company and how reliant it is after it sacrificed its franchises, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, et cetera, at the box office and on streaming.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's an excellent point that, these, for Disney, they get everything out of the parks. They really have to get their money there because they're not getting it elsewhere. There's a lot of competition for your entertainment dollar these days. It's not just, theme parks, it's movies, things you can do outside of those. Travel, I saw somebody mention in Japan, I went to Japan last year, and it's like, yeah, I think I would rather spend my money traveling the world than going to a half-baked theme park, and rides aren't working and things of that nature. It's like, okay, let me go somewhere else where I'm going to actually get bang for my buck. People are being very savvy with their entertainment dollar. They're being very careful on what they subscribe to on streaming, what movies they go to watch. It's like, oh, I don't know about that movie. I'm going to spend my money wisely. And like you said, Epic Universe is now competition. So I think Disney has to be very worried about that, because if people aren't showing up for our theme parks like they used to, and that was always their bread and butter for a lot of, I mean, nobody's showing up for the movies. Nobody's showing up for, you got, hashtag cancel Disney Plus all over the place. How are they going to be able to fund this company if they are seeing that major revenue stream kind of drying up, So
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that the discerning customer is being, is really the issue. And they just have to improve their customer service and their quality. That's really what it comes down to, because, their quality is just terrible.
Steve, we need to know something from you. All the rest of us on the panel, we live in the US of A.
Yep.
You do not.
Nope.
So in order to understand the international travelers and what they're thinking about vacations, we need to know, how is the news being reported in terms of like the Iran thing and the price of oil, and like, should you go to America? Like, what are you seeing in the news that might sway families internationally in terms of their vacation destination decisions?
I know that politically, Canadians by and large are very opposed to the US right now. So you're actually seeing, I think it's that like Canadian to US tourism has dropped by 40 to 60% in the last.
Not Florida, right? They love Florida.
Canadians do love Florida, but they're still not going as often.
You're telling me that Canadians are not as politically aligned with Florida as.
No. Ironically, we're far more politically aligned with China right now.
Oh.
And so that's kind of impacting.
You sound happy about that.
Right? Yep. It's good times. But no, honestly, people are insane right now. So they won't, but at the same time, what you're seeing is they don't want to sacrifice anything for their own joy. You know what I mean? How do I word it? Like
what if we told them, Steve? What if we told all you Canadians that this is the 250th birthday of America, and Disney is going to be celebrating it this summer? Would that nudge you just a little bit? Would you like to come on down and do a little patriotic jig with the mouse?
I would, but the by and large right now, Canada hates the United States. So and I'm not even exaggerating that. Like it's absolutely insane up here right now.
It's the hockey game, isn't it?
And so no, it's something else. But I am honestly, I'm flabbergasted at how much Canadians want to put their head in the sand about everything that's going on. And so they're not making decisions wisely. They're caught up in emotion, and they're honestly at this point, they'd far rather destroy our children's futures for their own ability to shove it in the face of one Donald Trump.
Man. Hey, Steve, what if I told you that's largely what we hear out of the UK as well? So when it comes to international travel, might be coming the same way from a lot of countries. Lauren, your final thoughts on this one, the idea that you can get in Disney really cheap this summer. Maybe we need to twist this around. We're negative about this. Maybe we need to be excited that, hey, it's going to be a cheap vacay if you want to go visit Mickey.
Is it though? I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I guess we went to Epic Universe this last time that I was down. I've not yet been to Walt Disney World, so maybe that's something that we should put on the schedule at some point. But based on everything that I've seen and heard that you've told me, to me, it just doesn't seem like the juice is worth the squeeze right now. I think they need to get way back down on pricing and packages and make it affordable for families to come again, because the parks were intended to be a family destination, and it seems to me right now they don't want families. They want single people who are wealthy, well off, that they think they can squeeze as much money out of, and eventually that group's going to dry up. They're going to get bored with it, and then they're going to be in a whole heap of trouble.
All right, ladies and gents, it's time for the part of the show where you get to say what you want to put up on the screen, and let's see what you are saying out there. SFX, F314, Saber to the Raptor, member for 19 months. Cultorio is Mario's 10th removed cousin, Purple Potatoes. SFX, make sure you tell Culture over on the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. We'll be sending you over there in just a minute, and you can let him know. For 2, same guy, and I like this one, May the Lorne be with you.
He is all the time.
All right, Chuck. Snarky for $1.99. Cancel everything but Crunchyroll. I did. And look at this. Snark's having a great time for $1.99. Theater all to myself. Ready or not. I don't know which one he's seen right now, but he's going to have a good time. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, last one of the night. Caveat Times for $2.84 is the best year of movies. My favorite, Amadeus.
It's my favorite too.
Folks, you all are our favorites. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for another great show. And thank you for showing Holly Weird that they're not going to win this weird war they're waging against the audience, the market, and the normies who just want a good time. Before we move on this time, let's say you need to go over and subscribe to Fake Wizard, who's at how many subs?
114,000.
Wiz, take one day. Just one day. Slow down. One day. You're gonna get.
We're hitting it. We're hitting a little slow. We're slowing down a little.
YouTube. You're gonna get YouTube looking at you. You know. I just don't want them to look at you.
We're just gonna keep posting videos, and if they pop off, they pop off.
It's like there's a brick over there on the accelerator. The man's gone crazy. Derek Anderson's gone crazy in terms of bringing you the kind of content you need to know. Derek, what's coming up soon on your channel?
Oh, yeah, Nightcap on Thursdays, Anime Nights on Fridays, the DA's office on Sundays. Come hang out. It's a lot of fun.
And Steve, show us those legs one more time. Look at his legs. Look at those little legs. Oh, man. The kind of legs a lady would love to see. Maybe Dana Wilton one day. Lauren, you seem skeptical.
I am skeptical, yes. I don't think ladies sit around at night and think to themselves, you know what I want? I want to see me some stuffed puppet troll legs. That's what I'm into.
That thing could clean a pipe like you would not believe.
I don't know, Lauren, when you put it that way.
Hey, with that attitude.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're sending you to the Hollywood Backlot with Lou and you. Go subscribe to all of our friends. And if you've got multiple accounts, we can't say that. Don't subscribe more than once. Just go over there and click it and stick it to the algorithms. Click their notification bells. Folks, we're out of here. Have a swell night. We'll see you real soon. Pro Show again at noon tomorrow and covering more of the Mario Fallout in the morn.
It's a super spring spritz. Pedro's big year has Disney dropping. It's a super spring spritz. Take down Star Wars, Avengers, oh please. They picked the wrong people. Even Bree said, nah, woke is collapsing. Theater snapping. It's a super spring spritzo. Oh, spring spritzo. Switch to Ryan Gosling.
Stop it.